Hello there, once again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Ever17. The real episode 11. The last one was just a decoy to get you here. Wow. I was going to tell you two things, but now I can only remember one of them. How it always is. I'm not going to do the recap anymore. Because I'm going to assume that since this is a highly story-based game, a heavy story-based game, that people who would be interested in watching this will have already played the game themselves or would have watched all the episodes leading up to this one. I would assume that would be correct. For people who haven't done that, more power to you, because I don't think I'm OCD, but I can't start anything in the middle. I have to start it all the way back at the beginning. I can't watch Picard and Cisco without watching Kirk first. Seriously, I had to watch the original before I could watch any of the others. I think I'd even have to, if I were to watch Star Wars, I think I'd have to watch The Phantom Menace. Or at least breeze through it before I could start the whole thing. Very weird. But, I don't know, maybe I'm the weird one. So, the recap is going to be in the episode description. The recap from the previous episode. For the very few who, may not have played the game or watched the previous episode. And if, maybe I was going to tell you that my voice is a little bit, sore right now. My throat's a little bit sore right now, so I might be having to take extra, sips of, my cola, as this very generic cola, as, this game likes to say. Alright. Yeah, the not throwing the exposition in there will help gain me an extra minute or so in each episode after this, even though it's taken me 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes to get to this point. So, let's figure out where Sugumi went. She seems like a very mean individual. Is she really? Maybe she's got some reasons behind the way she is. Let's think about where does she go? Why is she not being depressurized? What is the word that they use? Pressurization? Where the heck does Sugumi go anyway? Just before the hatch was closed, she had suddenly started talking.
あ、それじゃあ、私は行くから。
Hey, where are you going?
急に行くところができたのよ。
Where, treatment is more urgent than that.
必要ない。
Okay. Sugumi, that's irresponsible and selfish.
こんな狭苦しい場所にいつまでもいられないわよ。ま、一人で逃げ出したりはしないから、安心したら。
Actually, you saying that makes me think that you probably would go escaping alone. Just saying. That's not the point.
要するに、付き合いきれないの。あなたたちとは。
Could you try to be a little bit more blunt? I don't think we're getting the message, Sugumi. I think you need to take a look, put a little bit more edge on it. Sugumi ignored you and me and went off somewhere. Dang it! Why she have to be nicknamed you? It's confusing. Like first and second and third person's all mixed up into one. Sora had reported to us that she was somewhere on the floor and safe. But it still bothered me a bit. But it was Tsugumi after all. I was sure she'd probably be back in a little while saying something else. That was what I thought, but nearly 2 hours had passed. I'll wait just a little bit longer. Even as I thought that, my eyelids got heavier and heavier. But still, even so, today really was an eventful day. I think that's an accurate statement. And then I fell away into slumber. May the 2nd. Yeah. I'm sleepy. The lack of sleep made the echo of the shoes scraping the ground seem louder than usual. Cola break. As I walked down the emergency corridor, I stretched. You was next to me. Coco and the kid trailed a little way behind us.
あんなにぐっすり眠ってたくせに。
Yeah, but what time do you think it was right now? Wait, what? Yeah, but what time do you think it is right now?
5時半。
That's right, so that means I only slept 4.5 hours.
しかじゃなくて、もでしょ？この状況でよくそんなに眠れるわね。
It's because it is this kind of situation that we've got to sleep. Our minds have to be sharp. We have to be ready for anything, right?
じゃあ、今は回転してるんだ。
So sharp I could cut paper with it. But not sharp enough to come up with a good metaphor. Well, I'm still a bit sleep deprived, so not all my pistons are firing. But I think I'm doing about as good as the next guy. The next thing I noticed, you is no longer next to me. I stopped and looked back. I saw the kid and Coco disappearing down a side pathway to the right. I hurried after the three of them.
で、どうなのよ、睡眠の成果は。
You spoke to me sarcastically once I'd caught up. Just told you, I'm not running it out full power. You let out an exasperated sigh and shrugged her shoulders. She also arched an eyebrow as if annoyed.
くらなり。いっぺん鏡見た方がいいんじゃない？
Oh, wait, I do remember a detail. Oh, I do remember something now that, yeah, okay. Mirror?
あんたね、ともかくさっさと顔洗った方がいいよ。
We entered the emergency stairs from the emergency corridor. We had just been roused from sleep by Sora, and the four of us shuffled to the control room on the 3rd floor, Dreamcast. We seemed to have passed through the decompression, that's what I was trying to think of a minute ago, not depressurization. Process without a hitch, as no one had any complaints. Even Coco, who had seemed to be having such a rough time, was back to her old self, I see. Even the dogs seemed in high spirits. They looked even happier than the day before. The day before was when the big thing happened, so I would think nobody would be in that great of spirits. You know, I would think now they've had time to let the disaster sink in, you know. The water on the corridor floor splashed and sprayed as we walked. You walking next to me had clammed up. I wonder what she she's peeved about. I slowed down my pace to walk with the kid. Hey, you got any idea what you's all miffed about?
Sa.
The kid answered, grinning. Hey, what are you laughing about? Do you know something that I don't?
心当たりないの?
If I did, I wouldn't be asking you. You told me to look in the mirror, but... Dang it, woman. Why? Okay, I'm pretty sure this is... They need to put like some sort of symbol meaning this is a proper noun used rather than improper second person used.
なんだ、教えちゃったのか。つまんないの。
The kid kept glancing at my face and trying not to smile. My face. I wiped the palm of my hand on my face. It looked like black ink was smeared there. What's this? I tried to wipe it off with my shirt collar, but it wouldn't come off. Did somebody draw something inappropriate on my face? Who would do such a thing? Actually, I'm not sure who would do such a thing on here.
あ、トイレならあっちだよ。
The faucet was broken and the sink was overflowing with water. I hurriedly washed my hands and then my face. The mirror in front of me was shattered into so many shards it was useless. But most of the black had come off my hands, so I thought my face was probably alright. That girl. I said it disgustedly and hurried out of the bathroom. I went up to you again. Hey you! Second person you. What did you write on my face?
Huh?
While I was asleep, you scribbled all over my face. Didn't you?
落書き?
As she walked, you gaped at my face.
何言っちゃってんだかね、この人は。ひょっとしてまだ寝ぼけてるとか?
Don't play with dumb with me, you. You were just talking about a mirror.
言ったっけ、そんなこと。
You said it. I know you said it.
聞き間違えたんじゃないの？やっぱり寝ぼけてるんだよ、きっと。
Then what's this? I showed her my shirt collar where I had wiped the ink.
どれどれ?
You mumbled this, so I stepped closer. Suddenly she grabbed my hand and stared at my palm intently.
おお、こいつは珍しい手相をしとるの。
Palm reading? Is that what you're into now?
天婚一滴の相と言ってな、運命が大きく二手に分かれることを示しておるのじゃ。つまり、オール・オア・ナッシングじゃな。すべてを得るか、あるいはすべてを失ってしまうか。
Fascinating plot point for a, what you could call a choose-your-own-adventure. Huh.
一方に進めば、金運、仕事運ともに上々で、美しい女性と巡り合い、子宝にも恵まれ、幸せな家庭を築けるじゃろう。おまけに、健康運も最高ときとる。
As possible. So does this mean I don't get those summer codes I always got?
人が羨むほどの長寿長命を全うすることになりそうじゃ。ただしじゃ。 もう一方に進んでしまうと、これは本当に大変なことになるぞ。これ以上はわしの口からは言えんの。
Of course you can't. That would take the fun out of the potential of the dire straits.
この生命線の真ん中のところをよーくよーくじっくりと見つめてみるのじゃ。そこに答えが刻まれておるのじゃからな。
That's kind of an evil laugh. I look down at the palm of my hand. My eyes trace the line down my lifeline. Wide-eyed, I scrutinized each wrinkle and line, but I didn't see an answer anywhere. There was still black ink in the creases of my hand. Black ink. Black ink. Black ink! I remembered what I was angry about. Forget fortune telling. You're trying to trick me. What, hey? The next thing I knew, you was no longer beside me. I stopped and looked back. I saw the kid and Coco vanish into a small side corridor. Ugh, jeez. I don't believe these guys. I hurriedly chased after the three of them. Tsugumi was in front of the control room. She was leaning against the wall, her arms folded and facing down. Thou shalt say anything if you don't say something to her first, so. Like I said, why is she such a mean person? Let's see if we can find out a little bit more. Peel away the layers, just like an onion or an ogre, depending on the metaphor. I wondered where she could have run off to the day before, but decided not to ask. I decided to shower her with the cheeriest greeting I could muster. Good morning! How are you feeling? If you aren't feeling good, you should probably get to the decompression chamber. Tsugumi didn't budge. Oh, not cheery enough for you? She stood there with her mouth half open, only blinking her eyes a couple of times. What's the matter? Are you tired? Low blood pressure? Well, I didn't exactly sleep like a baby either. That damn room was so small I ended up sitting on the floor all night. I yawned and rubbed my eyes with both hands as I spoke, cause I'm a mime and need to demonstrate what I'm saying. But then Tsugumi's eyes narrowed into slits and she leveled a steely glare at me. It was the kind of look that could kill.
あなたって最低ね。
Huh? Just trying to be friendly. Tsugumi shook her head as if she were fed up with me and vanished inside the control room. Absolute worst? That sounds like I am the worst. Pretty sure there should be at least 2 or 3 people you could qualify worse than me. Hey, hold on a sec.
倉成さん。
Sora's voice came from behind me.
そんなところで何をやっているんです？早く中に入ってください。
But
いいから早くお願いします。
the expression on her face appeared more stressed than the day before. Oh great, she's bearing more bad news for us. You know what, maybe we should just not listen to Sora. Maybe we should put her in like a room and maybe if she never tells us any more bad news, maybe it'll never happen. That's a great way to live life. Ignore all the bad news and probably die an old person. Or right away, more likely though. This seemed as if her face said that something serious was unfolding.
こんなにも早い時間に皆さんにお集まりいただいたのは他でもありません。実は皆さんに一刻も早くお知らせしなければならないことがあったのです。
Okay. Sora paused for a second. So much for right away. Sora looked over at all five of us. You, Coco, the kids, Tsugumi, and finally me. The cooling fan whirred away in the silence. Occasionally the sound of metal on metal would ring through the room. The five of us waited on Sora's next words.
昨夜、小町さんを除く4人の皆さんが加減圧室に入られた後、私はこの制御室でここからの脱出方法や外部への通信手段について考えていました。そしてレミュー内の状況を一つ一つ調べていくうちにある事実が判明したのです。脱出するルートが見つかったの？
Sounds like she's being a little bit more grim than someone who found a way out.
いいえ。
As I figured.
ってことは新たに外部へ連絡する方法が？
My bet would be no.
それもまだです。
Okay. Then what did you figure out?
そうですね。圧力核壁の耐久強度、その限界が分かりました。
Okay. Saying that, Sora turned her eyes to the side of the console. In the darkness, a three-dimensional image of LeMU sprung up.
圧力核壁って何
？Coco held PP tightly as she asked.
レミューの壁のことです。外側の海水と内側の空間を隔てている部分。
その限界が分かったってどういうことなの？
昨日もお伝えしましたように、レミューは基本的に飽和潜水仕様の設計をもとに建造された構造物です。つまり内部の気圧が外部の水圧と同等かそれを上回るような構造になっていたということです。しかし今や艦内の気圧は1気圧ですから、レミューの外核は常に苛烈な水圧の力にさらされているということになる。はい。ところがレミューはもともとこのような状況に長く耐えられるようには作られていない。必然的にいつかは限界が訪れることになる。おっしゃる通りです。
Great. So, when is this limit? A year from now? 3 years?
レミの計算によると、今から約119時間後に
119 hours. That's nowhere near a year. Not at all.
119時間。5日後か。
完全圧壊推定時刻は5月7日午前4時30分前後となっています。
That sounds like a at least we can plan get that right in our planner, May the 7th, 3 o'clock a.m. Have a meeting. 4 o'clock. Okay, you know what? Metaphor's over.
もちろんあくまでも推定ですから誤差はありますが。
Oh, great. Gotta love them margins of errors.
誤差はどのくらいなの？
プラスマイナス12時間程度です。
Plus or minus 12 hours. A whole day. Awesome. Everyone went silent, lost in thought. Sora's talk had made it clear that we were in a crisis. Again, I'm not understanding why they're not thinking it's a crisis already. I mean, almost every single person in the amusement park was gone. To be honest, it's never even explained. It's not, I mean, it might be explained later, but at this point it's not explained whether they died or if they got out. I think they assumed they got out, but they could all be dead in the first, they could all be dead up here for all we know. So, alright. I don't think they clarified at this point for sure whether people got out. It seems like a very big crisis before now. They still didn't know what to make of it. Possibly only have 5 days to live type of shit. That's what you should make out of it. I didn't know if 5 days was a long time or a short one. Not that long. We didn't have a schedule, but if we could find a way out, I didn't figure we'd be sticking around for 5 days. Even if we didn't call anyone, a rescue team might be on its way anyway.
ねえねえ、ソラさん。ココ、バカだからあんまりよくわかんなかったんだけど、それってこういうことだよね。ん？5月7日午前4時30分頃にレミューはくしゃっとぺったんこになっちゃう。
What a cheerful way to put it.
もしかしたらそうなっちゃうのは6日の午後4時半ぐらいかもしれないし、7日の午後4時半ぐらいかもしれない。ここまでは OK だよね。
ええ。
ってことはさ、逆に言うとこういうことにならない？大抵でも6日の午後4時半ぐらいまではレミューはぺったんこにならない。だからそれまでは全然大丈夫で、心配することなんかないぴょろりん。
Oh, she's convinced me. Let's not worry about anything until we're gonna die right then. At that moment. Yeah, I guess that actually is a pretty interesting way to look at things.
ね、そういうことでしょ？
絶対に安全だと断定することはできませんが、でも確かにレミの計算結果から判断するとそうなりますね。
なんだ、だったらそれでいいじゃん。そらさ、眉間にキュッてシワなんか寄せちゃってるからさ、ココはちょっぴりドキドキしちゃったよ。まったく脅かすんじゃないぜベーブってピピもそう言ってるよ。そうだよね。あと1日でなんて言われたら思わず大暴れするかもしれないところだけど、まだまだ時間は十分あるんだし、それまでにはきっと誰か助けに来てくれるよね。
The kid standing next to you agreed. They are very cheerful about this. 119 hours. I've been recording this for almost 30 minutes. That is 238 of that time. That's actually a bit, but that's not the point. 5 days is not a very long time, technically. He nodded rhythmically as if answering a question. They better start making their bucket lists right now. I'm just saying, they need to figure out what they can do here at LeMU and start crossing off the bucket list. The tension in the air gave way and smiles returned to the faces around the room. Even Tsugumi, who didn't smile, looked relieved. It was 5:50 a.m. I gave a large yawn. Alright, all done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all of them. I was in the narrow space of the chicken sandwich stand where the cooking equipment was. That's weird. I was wrapping and placing the freshly made breakfast sandwiches on a tray. Why is it that I have to make breakfast for everyone? complaining, I took the tray in both hands and opened the small door of the stand.
しょうがないでしょ。民主主義の原則にのっとって決めたんだから。
You was waiting in front of the shop and snatched a sandwich from the tray. She peeled back the wrapping and opened up her mouth. Democracy is overrated. It just means the majority rules.
うん、そうだよ。
You said it flatly as she munched on her sandwich.
つまり民意を最大限に反映した結果ってわけ。
It was true that it had been an overwhelming vote. There had only been appointed breakfast chief minutes before. I hadn't even run for the office. I was planning on it though. I was going to get my application in, and I was going to have it, get signatures for it to be. I don't know how people. I don't know how exactly. I think you have to collect signatures or something to be able to be voted for. I don't know. I know that you're the one in the shadows running the conspiracy.
うわ、失礼な。そんなことはしませんよーだ。きっとみんなはこの中で一番たけちゃんが料理うまそうだなーって純粋にそう思ったから手を挙げたんだと思うよ。
You're sure full of it.
ごちそうさま。
You already ate it? That's so fast.
というわけでおかわりを。
I slapped away Yu's outstretched hand. I've only made one for each person. This isn't really a good cutoff point, but I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I'm, towards the end of the last one, I'm getting into this game, and I want to actually see this completed in a reasonable time frame. So it's gonna take a while. So I do hope you folks enjoyed, and sure turn in the next episode, episode 12. Remember, it will be episode 12 because I will probably screw it up the next time. So see you next time. Farewell, folks.